gone through my channel, if you have come to the channel and gone through the channel, you must have seen every day at 8:30 p.m. IST we have something. We have a live classes. Everything is live on this channel. Very less things. Earlier it used to be not live, but now everything is live. So at 8:30 p.m. IST we have something, and I will also give you the roadmap. So this is a roadmap is something which not a lot of people know. The roadmap, what roadmap they have to do, how they can become, or else internet is full of people who are like. Who goes around for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and they don't become anything. I know a lot of people. Some people are there who take my advice. There are still some people who don't take my advice, and they keep on struggling to do the same thing. They keep on learning HTML only for six months, and CSS only for six months, and they don't reach anywhere. So this is about you reaching somewhere. This is about you getting that web app developer job, that famous Bharat Pay web app developer job, who didn't only pay the money, but they also gave them the super bike. The Bharat Pay recently gave React.js developer or web app developer not only the 10 lakh per annum package, but also a super bike worth 3 lakh rupees. So okay, so that is like that. That is the way. Means web app developer are paid in gold. Literally, they are paid in gold. So that is like, and what are the path to become a web app developer if you're from non-IT background? All those things I'm going to tell. And at around 3:30, we're going to start. It is not about all about telling you about your career and all those things. So no, it is about learning also. So by 3:30, we'll start with HTML. HTML and one thing is that HTML I'm going to tell completely. HTML I'm going to teach completely. You don't have to go outside of that. But then CSS comes, and then JavaScript. CSS is not possible to teach in 1 hour, but I will try to teach the main thing in 1 hour. CSS actually takes 5 hours to teach complete everything in CSS from beginners to advanced. And if you go through my channel, that CSS beginners to advanced is happening every month, first week of the month. Every month, the first week is CSS, and second week is JavaScript, and third week is React. Okay, so first week is CSS, and we are doing one more thing. CSS we are extending, and CSS now we are going to have next week also. Means the week is starting from 11, because that is something which you all need to know. This is very important. So next week we are going to have CSS also and JavaScript also, but the timings will be different on the channel, and anyways it will be live. Okay, so that is there. And let me now share my screen, and let me show some things. Okay, let me show something, and then we are going to, as I have told, we're going to start. And hope you all able to see my screen. Okay, so this is about me. My name is Navendu Vishwas, and I have around 16 years of IT experience, and I'm a full-time trainer now, including I'm a corporate trainer also, and I have my individual paid batches also. Both of those things I have, and I teach through YouTube also, completely free. Nothing is charged. Everything I teach on YouTube also. I'm a corporate trainer. I have my individual paid batches, in which maybe the hand holding is a bit more. Some other features are there that you can know about it later, and I'm not going to sell you that right now, and all those things that you, if you like it, it is okay. So that is there. And the other thing is that what I'm doing, I'm helping people to become a web app builder. Before that, for 16 years I was working in the IT field. Now also it is the IT field only, because I have to daily learn the things to teach you all, keep myself upgraded and all. So 16 years of IT experience. My last job was as an associate architect in Innominds. Architects are like those people who build the system. It is something like that. If someone, I know most of you are very young, so you have not watched the movie Matrix. If someone of you have watched the movie Matrix, there was an architect who designed the complete Matrix, which was a virtual system, complete Matrix. And they are like programmers, the bosses of programmers. They're completely highly technical people, and they lead the programmers. So I was leading a team of 10 front-end developers, and it was not like that I didn't code, I code, but I was seeing their code and all those things. It is a completely technical role, so that I was in, that is the supreme level of a programmer, an architect. So that's why that was also in that movie. Architect building the whole Matrix virtual system. So that is known as an architect in means software term. A lot of you might be from civil background and all, so you might be thinking architect builds home. No, this is not. Because if I say architect, a lot of people think, okay, architect, he might be building some home. No, it is not like. It's like a top technical position in any software company. That is a top of something which you can reach. The other way is to become a manager, to manage people, but I never took that route. I become an architect. It was at the top of my career. I left my job to become a trainer because I was passionate about teaching. So that's why I left it, and I have worked in almost every big company in this world. Okay, I have worked in Oracle, I have worked in IBM, and all those companies I have worked. Okay, before becoming, and I have mainly worked in the metros. 10 means 12 years in Mumbai and 4 years in Bangalore. So my last job was in Bangalore, and I'm an author also. So you might have seen all these are technical books, not some fiction books. All these are very highly demanded technical books. So that is all about me, and that's what I have done. And as I've told this, I'm a full-time trainer now and founder of TWD. TWD is my company. It's a completely registered company, and we have GST also. So everything is that this certificate is all legal and all those things. We pay government GST also. So those things are there. And beside this, you all are going to get the certificate. You're going to get a very good certificate, and that certificate will help you to grow a lot. Means how it can. Someone is asking how. I will tell you how it will help you. Means the thing is that whoever gets certificate, he and she gets a shout out from me, and that will be very beneficial for them. Okay, and how to get the certificate? To get the certificate, you have to fill some form which will be like this form. I will give it. There are two forms to be filled. One is this form. So this is a Google form. You have to go here and give your email ID, give your name, your current role, and the LinkedIn profile. If you have one, LinkedIn profile is very important to have. So if you don't have, try to create it. If you don't have, right, I don't have. Okay, and this will be given now. And the next attendance certificate number 2 will be given later on, means around 5:30 or 5:45, around that time. Okay, this is the 3-hour workshop. So this will be given during that time. So these two you have to fill, and please do try to fill your LinkedIn profile. It's very important for you, and try to fill your LinkedIn profile like this whole thing. You fill it like this whole link I want. Okay, give this whole link. Okay, whole link. Try to give the whole link, because if you're very popular on LinkedIn, then only I can find you without this link. Or if you're not that much popular, then I cannot find you without this link. Okay, so that is there. Now what else? Yeah, so now, as I've told, I help people to become a web developer and all those things. So before that, so what is a means web development? What is a web app development? What all these things? So let me show this thing. So web development is on for what things you require to learn for web development. Web development, you need HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In fact, for website development, I'm telling that on website development, you need only HTML, CSS. In fact, you don't even need HTML, CSS. You only need the basics of it. You need something known as WordPress, because most of the websites nowadays are made in a very amazing tool known as WordPress. Now the tool is so amazing that even a person with non-IT background, nothing from marketing background, anyone can do it. So the problem is that what are those websites? Those websites are like the simple website, like the Kirana website, which might create for your local Kirana shop. Those kind of websites are made in WordPress. So very, very small websites are made in WordPress, but that is also very huge business. That is also a very huge business, and that is something which a lot of companies also do. A small service companies do. But what the problem? Why cannot I learn those things just like a WordPress? I will learn, and I will become a website developer, and I will earn very well. No, you cannot earn very well. The problem is that you cannot earn at all, because the competition is way too high there. If you're going to go for freelancing route, you're not going to earn, because there is way too high competition on. There are two freelancing platforms known as Fiverr and freelancer.com and Upwork. Way too much competition there. You'll just waste your time. And the other thing is that if you're going to work in some company as a WordPress developer and a bit of HTML, a WordPress developers know a bit of HTML, CSS also. That is there, because I am teaching a lot of WordPress developer in my paid workshop, and they want to learn this thing. They want to master this thing so that they can become a web app developer. So how that is done, I will tell. So WordPress developer earns very less. Even a 5 years experience WordPress developer earns only 35,000 rupees, not more than that. That's the industry standard, golden standard, and nobody pays more than 35,000 rupees. 5 years experience, 10 years experience, 15 years, nobody will have 15 years experience. So because that is not that much old technology, so nobody pays more than that, because WordPress is like a drag and drop thing, drag and drop and template and all this. And I don't teach those things. If you want to learn those things, you can go to YouTube and go through a lot of other things you can learn it, and those are the things are there. But I learn you to become a web app developer. So web app developer, first thing is that you need JavaScript, and some people are scared of JavaScript because JavaScript is the first program. JavaScript is actually a programming language. Okay, so that is there. So JavaScript is required. Okay. JavaScript add interactivity with to the language. See, I'm clicking here, it will go somewhere. I'm clicking here, clicking here. So all these hands are coming, and I can click on the buttons. So all those things comes with JavaScript. Okay. But JavaScript is not enough. There is a thing known as React.js, which is a library of JavaScript completely made on JavaScript. You cannot learn React.js without first at least learning advanced, not the basic, but medium level knowledge of these things you require: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All these three things are you require medium level knowledge, not advanced or master level knowledge. Never go for master level knowledge in JavaScript. Only know the medium level knowledge of the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then jump to React. So what is React? React is something which is created by Facebook, and because of this, everything got changed in 2010. Before 2010, everything used to be desktop app. If you people are quite new, means, and you're not old like me, so you might have never even seen those desktop apps. You have been grown on the Facebook and LinkedIn and all those things. So we used to have a lot of desktop apps because Facebook just released in 2010. Okay, before that everything was desktop. Everything we used to have some exe files and we used to click it. Even in the corporate environment, everything used to be desktop apps. But Facebook changed everything. Facebook is not a simple site. It's the most complicated site in the planet because it have got 3 billion people on Facebook network. Okay, so it's the half of the world population. So it's a very big site. So these sites and all these sites, slowly everything started becoming web app. See, this is also, see, I have opened it in a link. Means it's on the internet. But this is a complicated web app. See, this thing is known as mind map. This is a complicated web app which might have been created by a lot of people. So the front end part of it, all this good looking thing, this clicking thing, and all these things are created by some people known as the front end developers. Front end developers do that, and back end developers are also there. But back end developers, most number of jobs are in the front end development only. Back end development are also there. So this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React are required for that, and the numbers of the jobs are way too much. So there is something, the replacement of React.js, you might have had Angular and all. So those things are there. So you don't have to go beyond it. You don't have to go beyond HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. No Python, no C++, no C, nothing else. Only this thing. If a college is teaching you C++, learn C++ to pass the exam. You cannot get a job with C++. Learn Python. Python is just a scale thing. Python nobody uses in the industry. You cannot get a single job with Python. Hobbies project you can get. Python you cannot get a single job. Okay, so Python is not required. And a lot of people in the chat, they were telling that okay, they know OOPS and all those things, but you don't require those jobs. You don't need to go there. Okay, so that is there. And what else? So that is something was required. Okay, and you might have seen for so it might seems okay, very easy and all those things, but it's not that much easy. Today only I was talking to a person on LinkedIn. Okay, that person I'm talking for the past, how many years, past 2 years I'm talking to that person. I'm openly telling that if he is watching this, let him watch this thing. I'm talking to that person for the past 2 years, and he is means consulting because I'm in this teaching domain for a long time. And he daily asks me, okay, I want to be a. He lost his job 2 years back. I want to be a web app developer. I want to be a web app developer. So I told him, okay, learn these learn these things. If I don't able to, I have given him the playlist also. I have very good playlist on my YouTube channel. I have given him the playlist. So learn from this. Okay, I don't want to. I don't get time. I don't get. And 2 years he's sitting on his in his room only, and he's like gone on a downward spiral. So you it is not that much easy. That was the reason I always play those motivational quotes before the class. Those motivations are required. Those are them. If you won't get a job if you learn Python, you won't get a job. There are no jobs in Python. There are no jobs. Go and search something. All the no startup works on Python. So startups, even the bigger companies like TCS, Infosys, if you want to, everything has moved to means Python is just a backend language. Okay, backend language. And backend languages are also, there are very good backend languages like Java is there. Very good backend, and again there is no jobs in Java. There is a, because Java is also saturated. Then there is Node.js and all. Okay, and all those things are there. Okay, So that is there. And as I was telling, okay, even learning, this is not okay. So machine learning, okay, that's a very good question. For machine learning you have asked, I want to answer that question. Okay, that's a very good. That's why I love people asking the questions. Okay, and then we'll go to there. Dhaneshwar have asked a very good question. So machine learning, sir. Okay, machine learning is a hybrid thing. It's a hybrid thing. Why it's a hybrid thing? And I know whenever you go to your YouTube feed, you will get I also get those ads. Great learning, University of Texas, and all those things, blah blah blah. Why they are giving you all those ads? Even Scalar Academy, I don't know why they are also throwing those ads on you and all those things and confusing you. See, machine learning jobs are there, but very less jobs are there. Why machine learning? Very less jobs are there, I'm telling. And all. If you don't believe me, you can see some good influencers on LinkedIn and all also. Okay, so that is there. Why machine learning? Very less jobs are there. What is machine learning? First, let us see what is machine learning. Is like predicting something. A lot of people are clicking somewhere, going somewhere, then machine learning predicts those things and all those things. Okay, that will happen, that will happen. Okay, and what does that require? That require a very very big data set, very big data set. And who has got those big data set? Those big data set are there in LinkedIn. LinkedIn has got those big data set. Those big data set are in Facebook. Those big data set are with Google. Those big data set are with Flipkart. No one else have those big data set. So how many jobs are there? Only 5-6 jobs are there. Like the people going after FANG jobs, there are not that many jobs. It is something like that. Everybody goes after the government jobs in India. Everybody goes after the FANG jobs in India. So that is like that. So very less jobs are there. Jobs are there, but very less jobs are there. Even the people who are telling you that they will give you a data science job, they don't have that much job. So if there are total 100 jobs are there. Okay, then there are 70 jobs as a React.js developer only is there with these three things. Machine learning, hardly 5 jobs are there. Out of those 100, only 5 jobs are in machine learning. So you decide. It means, yeah, Python is used in machine learning. Python is only used in machine learning actually. There is some framework known as Django and Flask. Okay, so they are used to build the backend, but only hobbyist projects are done with that. People who on hobbying doing that, because on the backend, the main framework, main language is Java. Now also, all the big Flipkarts and all those things are with Java only. But I don't recommend to learn Java. Why? Java is saturated because Java is going on from my age. Means 20 years back. I passed in 2004. From that time, Java is going on. So there are a lot of people who knows Java and all, and is saturated. And it is not used by small and medium range companies. Small and medium range companies. It is used by companies like Flipkart and that level of companies which get a lot of hits per second. All of you must have know the means when Flipkart started in means you all might be knowing that in 2015 or 16 the big billion days used to come, and Flipkart site used to crash always. Actually at that time they didn't had a very good backend. They might have slowly moved to Java and all those things. Okay, so that is how it is. Java is required in big sites, but in smaller sites, in startups and in the other part of the industry, Node.js is used. Node.js is again a JavaScript library. So if you want to learn more about it, after HTML, JavaScript, learn Node.js. Node.js is in huge demand. Is also in huge demand. Node.js. Node.js is in huge demand. Yeah, go if you want to learn the backend, learn Node.js, Express.js, and that is also JavaScript thing. Okay, for that also you need to know JavaScript. Okay, that is also based on JavaScript thing. So you need to know that. If you want Node.js, also there are a lot of jobs are there because the Node.js is used in startups and all. But I will always suggest that learn this thing, and along this thing learn Node.js. What will happen if you learn along this thing Node.js? Because this is again a very good question by Daneshwar, and you'll become a full stack developer. You become a full stack developer. You can build everything from the starting till the ending. Starting means you can build a nice looking website like LinkedIn, and you can also build the API endpoint through which the API endpoints, databases, all those things in which the website will be launched in data will be saved. See, all these things are not saved in my local system. All my posts and all, they are saved somewhere. Okay, okay, so this is there. And so what else? So okay, so let's now move to the last thing before I forgot. Okay, So there are three secrets which I have also told in my ads and all, that I will tell the secrets to become a web developer. You don't want to be that guy who is from the past 2 years he's thinking to become a web app developer, because I am counseling him for a long time. Means I generally help people whoever come to my LinkedIn, whoever come to my WhatsApp and all those things. You don't want to be that person. So you need to be concentrated. You need to have these three secrets, okay, to become a web app developer. First is networking. Okay, first is the networking. You need to do a lot of networking. Okay, what networking? Networking is not like the MBA and all those networking. No, no MLM and all stuff here. You have to be visible on this platform: LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook groups. So LinkedIn is the most important network for professional in India and to get a job. Most of my students, my paid students, because I am after them, they get job or internship even before they complete my course. That is my thing. That is the thing. Why? Because they are very active on LinkedIn. Because I tell them to be active on LinkedIn. I tell them to post on LinkedIn. There is something known as code in public. Whatever projects you make, you showcase those projects on LinkedIn, and you will definitely get a job. That is surety is there, because already a lot of people have got a job because of that only, because they have followed my this advice. Okay, they have followed this advice and got a job. Okay, and there were some people who were not in my with my paid community and all those things. One of the student was, means he just pinged me like this. See, this is a WhatsApp message. He was in my one of my WhatsApp group, and he was a mechanical engineer. So yeah, I got selected in a company as a month stack developer. It's a local company and startups company name. Okay, this is it, and he got this salary. Or you might be thinking it's a very less package, but to get in the industry, a mechanical engineer becoming a software developer is an amazing thing. It's just an amazing thing. It's not possible. It's not in nobody tells them to become a software engineer. It's not. So he just followed my advice. He posted his projects on LinkedIn. Just posted his projects on LinkedIn. He got this job. And now in a 1 year time, because he got a full stack month job, this is a high demand job. That is my guarantee. In 1 year he will get a 10 lakh package. Because you start with this thing, it doesn't matter. You start with 5,000, you start with zero salary also as a month stack developer. You learn a 10 lakh package, that is for sure. Okay, so that is there. People get jobs like this with just going through my YouTube channel, and people get even internship like this. Okay, so he got some internship in the VMware is actually a big company. He got an internship following my React series. So it is like that. So you have to be visible on LinkedIn. And then Twitter is there. Twitter is very much followed in the US. Instagram, go to Instagram, follow some developers and all. Facebook groups, there are very good Facebook groups like React.js Facebook group, Web Development Facebook group. Join those groups. There are a lot of freelancing opportunity comes. Freelancing opportunities are a very good way to redefine your skills. In those groups, I always see, literally, I always see someone is giving a freelancing thing. Go find out those groups. Facebook groups. Facebook might be dead. No young people are there on Facebook, but Facebook groups is still a thing. Go to those Facebook groups and see those things. Then you have to take some daily action. Daily action is required. Okay, so daily action is required, which is coding 2 hours daily. You have to do code 2 hours daily. That there is no other thing like that. Coding 2 hours daily, it is required. Then you have to do some challenges, which is 100 days of, if you can do 100 days of code and 100 days of project. Actually 2 3 people have taken my advice, and they're doing this 100 days of code and 100 days of project, 100 days of code challenge. This is actually one of the toughest challenge on this plan, 100 days of code challenge. I'm very happy that some people are doing. Actually, I have also completed this challenge, because I always want to be the inspiration for my student. For me, it is not that much tough, because I code daily. But for most of the people, it is a tough, because coding daily is not an easy task. Especially in India, you get something or that maybe somebody's marriage came around, and you just missed 1 day. You just missed 1 day, you're gone. Check out what is this 100 days of code. They have got some strict guidelines there. If you miss 1 day, you're gone. You have to do again, start from zero. So again, the LinkedIn, I was telling that LinkedIn is a very popular network, and LinkedIn is very important. I also take people LinkedIn profile. Why I take it? Because see, actually, I'm very big on LinkedIn. I am closing to 20,000 connections. Those who don't know, 20,000 connection is a lot in LinkedIn. It took me a lot of time to create this much connection. It took me around 4 years to create this many connections. And the thing is that I'm in connection to almost everyone. Almost every big startup CEOs are in connected with me. HRs are in connection with me. They see my profile. They visit my profile. They see what I am doing. They ping me. Constantly the pinging is going on for me. And all those things are there. So if I tag something, see, a lot of you might be from Instagram and Facebook, so tagging works here also. A lot of you are not here, I know that thing. So tagging works here also. The moment you tag someone, it goes to everyone else. See this Mohammed Abdul. He's my community manager also, and he also got a internship role at the Prabhudava World. So he just told me that he got an internship role as at World, and he's doing my one of my course also. So okay, so just like I will go here and I'll just write congrats at Mohammed Abdul Rahim. What I just did, I just promoted this post to how many people, you know? I promoted this post to 20,000 people. So okay, they will say, okay, this guy have got a job in this thing, so he can next work in my company. So that will happen. If I promote someone like this, they reaches to my 20,000 people, and those whoever will get certificate from me today, I will promote them. How I will promote them? Maybe I will show one of my posts. I generally promote them. Whoever gets certificate from us, I generally promote them on my LinkedIn network. And one sec, show all activities in the post. I'll go and so I'll do okay. So like this. So I promote the people who will get certificate today. On I think on Monday I will promote. See, I will give their LinkedIn name and all these things, and this post gets a lot of view, 14,000 views and all it gets, and it is like that. You will be reaching a lot of people. I will tag you all. Whoever gives your LinkedIn profile, I will tag you all. So that is like this. What is happens? A lot of magic can happen if I tag people. Okay, so that is about all these things, and we're going to start with now. It's time to start with HTML. We're going to start with HTML. Yeah, HackerRank is a good site to practice JavaScript, but you don't need to practice that much also on HackerRank. HackerRank is more about algorithm. It is not like practice and all. So if you want to practice a bit good, there is one site known as Free Code Camp. Complete. They have got a very good certification on JavaScript. HackerRank is all about algorithm. Don't practice there. Okay, Free Code Camp is much more better. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me also give this attendance form. So go here, shorten here, copy it. Okay, I will give the attendance form in the live chat only, nowhere else. So nobody should come back to us and ask that, okay, where is this in the WhatsApp group and all. So no, it will be given here also, and if you miss it, you miss it. Okay, mark your, and it will be there. I'm going to tag this also, so that this message always stays at the top. I'm going to tag this also. So this is the first attendance only. This is not the second attendance. Second attendance will be given later on. Second attendance will be given towards the end. This is the first attendance only. Okay, so that is there. Now it's time to start with HTML. Yeah, it's time to start with HTML. Okay, so HTML stands for hypertext markup language, and it is used to give the structure to anything. Okay, so structure, and as I told, HTML I will teach completely, so please be here. And through HTML we give the structure and all. And earlier what used to happen, HTML coding. So how to code in HTML? Earlier in before 2010, people used to code it in Notepad plus plus and all those things and save it as a .html. Okay, they used to do that thing. But nowadays you should not do like this. There are very good lightweight code editor. Earlier there were no lightweight code editor, and system was also very slow and all. So nowadays there are a lot of lightweight code editor, like VS Code is one of them. It is created by Microsoft, but it is not. It is completely free to use. You go there and download it. I have a Mac, so I'm getting this Mac thing. You get a Windows thing. You will get a exe file, and you get a exe file. Right click and install it. It's very easy to install. So it will get installed, and then you can use it. Okay, you can use it, and Then when we'll open it, it will come something like this. It will come like this. Nothing different will be there. It will come like this. Make it a bit smaller. Okay, so now what? It will come like this. Now how to do something here? So I will come here in my, I am in a one of my folder. Here I will create a new folder known as HTML basics. I do. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it by clicking the mouse left key and keeping my finger over it, not removing my finger, and then move it here and leave it like this, and I have left it. So this folder will be opened here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a file to code my HTML, and that file ends with the extension .html, just like JPG file ends with .jpg. A lot of people are here who have not done programming, so I'm telling all of this thing for them. But you might be knowing that in Windows the JPG file gets stored as .jpg, .png is there, .xls file is there for Excel sheets, and all those things are there. So here we are going to write something known as index. File name can be anything. Index is a common name which you give. Index.html I'm going to give, and then I'll go here and okay. So HTML, I have to write a complete skeleton for the HTML. Okay, so skeleton I need to write for HTML. So what is this skeleton and all, which I have to write? Okay. Okay, so this skeleton is like I have to give a not. This not I have to give not, and then I will press the tab. Then make it a bit bigger. Press the tab, and this file will be created. And this is the basic structure of HTML. This is the basic structure of HTML, and it has got this HTML is written, and the doc type HTML, then HTML head and body are there. Let me save it. Now what happens? Okay, so this doc type HTML is written at the top. So what does that mean? Doc type HTML. Doc type HTML and HTML tags are like this. This greater than sign is there, and it starts and it's end. So what is this doc type HTML? So doc type HTML means this is a HTML version 5. HTML version 5 is what? So HTML is governed by a company, no, not a company. It's a committee, not a company. It's a committee known as W3C, which is in the US. As because US invented everything from the computer networks to the internet to the HTML, anything. Nobody, nothing is been invented by nobody else. Means everything is invented by them only. So that is there. They govern this HTML format. They govern. So this means it is HTML5. Before that, there was HTML version 4.5, something like that, and it was having some different version, different thing we have to write. But this means that it is HTML version 5. Okay, then we have a HTML tag. See, I am clicking here. It has got a starting, it has got an ending. So what does that mean? So this means that, and what does this lang English means? Okay, this means the HTML document. What does lang English mean? Because it means it's an English document, and most of them are English, like their FR and all those things are there. Okay, so then there is a header tag and there is a body tag. So header tag, body tag is more important. See, I have not created this site. I'm just it was just opened. So all of these things which you're seeing here, Visual Studio Code and all of these things, they are actually created in the body. And head part is having this thing, Visual Studio Code code editor. This thing, this title document is there. I will change it to something else, and it will not change here. In my website, it will change. So I will change it to like HTML basics. Okay, HTML basics. And let me explain one more thing before I do the body. The other thing is that there is some meta tag is there. So what is this meta tags? So meta tags are something which you not need to learn what is this UTF and all these things means, because meta tags is something which is used by Google. So Google is a very important thing. Whenever you create a website, this is a website, we're creating a simple website, and if I put it on something like GoDaddy and all those things which are very popular nowadays because Dhoni advertises it. So GoDaddy and all, I put that website in there, and then what will happen? How will Google know about it? Because I've just created a very small website, maybe from for a local kirana shop. I created a very small website. How will Google know about it? And if someone Googles it, will it be there in the search chat and what? So Google have something known as a bot. Google have some very complicated mechanism. That's why it's a top company in the world. So this has got something known as Google bots. So it scans the whole of internet every day at 2 to 3 times, and that is a very complicated thing to scan. The whole of internet is very huge, humongous. So it scans the everything, so it will come to every site, including the new site which we have just created, and it will come here, and this meta tag are for itself. So it will go to this meta tag, change this, check this thing and all this thing. Earlier in the meta tag we used to give keywords also. The digital marketing people, digital marketing is like a thing in the web only, means it's a marketing thing, but somewhat related to this web development and SEOs and all, you might have heard in that thing. Search engine optimization. What is search engine optimization? In search engine optimization, digital marketers always find out ways to, means trick Google and all those things. So they had found out a way around 7-8 years back to have a lot of keywords in the meta tag. Okay, and then there is a continuous war between the digital marketing people and Google people. They try to hack, they try to trick the system, and Google try to always fix the system. So they started to putting a lot of keywords in the meta tag. They started to putting a lot of keyword, so that, okay, so if it is a if it's a kirana shop, okay, let's take the kirana shop only. It's a kirana shop, and it is selling something in the locality, like maybe my locality Bhopal, it is selling something. So I will use the keyword Bhopal. I will use my locality. I will put like Lysol there or something there. So if someone search something in Google like Lysol, that this website will be it. And Google soon come to know about this thing, and they stop this thing. Means they can change their algorithm. This in marketing term is known as changing the algorithm. They change their algorithm, and now keywords are no more important. So you don't need to know much about the meta tag, because we're not learning digital marketing yet. Although I told a lot about digital marketing. So now what? So this is like this. You don't need to know much about it. Title is something important. The body tag is something which we are going to work on it mainly. Okay. So I will make a h1 here. H1 I will write HTML crash course. So HTML is all about learning about different tags. So H1 is a tag. It is known as heading 1 tag. Okay. Then I will come here and I'll do a P. I will write something in a P. Maybe I will write this one. Not write. I'll just copy it, paste it, and save it. So see now, where can I see this website? I've created a lot of things. I've created a title. I've created H1. I've created a P. Where can I see this? So to see this, I have to go here. This index.html, I have to double click and open it. I don't want to double click because it will open in my default browser. I think most of people, it's open in a default browser, any HTML page. But I can right click and open it with anything. Like I will open it with Google Chrome, so that it opens here only. It doesn't open here. In my other screen, it opened. So it will show like this. Okay. Now what it did shown. So first thing you see this HTML basics, which I have written here. It has been shown here. H1 is the HTML crash course. It has been shown here. And P, the paragraph has been shown here. P means paragraph. It has been shown. So this is how it has been shown. Okay. But there is a problem here. Okay, let us see the problem here. The problem here is that if I take another P, okay, another P tag, I can take as many as P I want. And the P I have taken, and I want to put some text. Okay, every time I cannot take some text from here. So when someone was building the website, they also feel this problem. Okay, every time I cannot take the text from and somewhere random thing in the internet, and sometimes it is also copyrighted. Those who don't know, in internet a lot of things are copyrighted. Someone can sue you if you put their website, if you put their images from their website, if you put their text. See, I cannot use this image in my website. Microsoft will sue me. Microsoft will put a case on me. I can use that. You go to Google and you take an image, and you cannot use it anywhere nowadays. Okay, so it is like that. You cannot use everything. So I don't want to use anything. Like every time I don't want to come here. This is the copyrighted thing. I cannot use it. So there is something known as lorem ipsum in internet. What is lorem ipsum? Lorem ipsum is a dummy text, which generally most of the developers use when creating some client side. So they will put this dummy text, and when the client will give the real data, they generally gives later on, they'll put that thing. Okay, so and there is a story behind this lorem ipsum. First, let me put it. So I'll write there is a lorem ipsum generated in VS Code. There is a reason for which I'm using VS Code. It has got some very good shortcuts. See, like the shortcut by which I have generated the HTML, not and tab, I have generated the HTML skeleton, not and tab. Like that, there are other shortcuts also, like this lorem I'll write, and then I'll press the tab, and it will create all those things. It's lorem ipsum, it will tell me all those other things. Okay, like this it will tell. So that is done. And what is this lorem ipsum? But is it copyrighted? No, it is not copyrighted. Actually, it is 200 years old. 200 years. So yeah, you heard it right. When the printing press was been invented, it was invented along with that. So printing press also, when they were doing the paper and all those things, they were also facing the same problem which I have just told. What to put there in the news is, first I want to see how the printing press is behaving. It is writing in the 2-column layout, 3-column layout, all those things. So then also they wanted some text. So, and then they came out with this lorem ipsum text, which is like some random thing, but it doesn't means anything, but some of the letters are like it is there. So this is not lorem ipsum. Okay, there are a lot of generators, but VS Code comes inbuilt with it. You write lorem, press the tab, it will give it this dummy text. I'll save it, but I've saved it. Then I'll actually close this thing. Come here. Where is the P? There is no P is there. The next P, I'm talking about this P, lorem ipsum P. This P will come only if I press the reload or refresh, whatever you say, because it will not load. It means unless I press this reload, it will not load. Okay, so that is there. Now what else is there? So I don't want to do like this. Okay, like this I don't want to come every time I do some changes, I have to refresh it. This is not which the developer likes. Okay, so VS Code is popular for one more thing. It has got very good extensions, small extensions it has got. So I have to come here, and I have to write live here. Okay, I have to write a live here, and generally this second one. So this, what are the extensions? These are small programs created by developers. Small programs created by open source developer, those who do as a hobby and all those things. So I will do a live server here, and I will make it enable or install something like this. And this should be from this Redfig guy. You install it. Now what will happen when you install it? It will create some live server kind of thing. You don't need to understand much, but what you need to do, you need to right click and open with live server. You need to do, and it will open in my thing. I don't want to open there, so I'll come here and paste it. So it will open in some weird kind of thing, 127.0.0.1. Those who don't know, this is a host for the local host, and this index.html it will do. And now what I'm going to do here, so here I'm going to remove this thing, removed 1p, saved it. Instantly it is done. I didn't touch anything yet. The auto refresh was done, but here it is still there. I have to do the refresh manually. So I don't want to do the refresh manually. That's the reason we use something known as VS Code. If you want to do them manually, it is okay. You can do it like this, but no developer do it manually. Every developer do it like this, automatic way only. So this is how we do it. This is how it will be done. So that is there, and now it's time to actually start with. Okay, now it is time to.
Do you want to learn React Native?
Okay. Okay, so so now it's time to learn our different HTML tags. Okay, and let us start that. HTML is all about learning about different tags. So we'll start with the most basic one which we have just done, which is the h1 tag, which we have done. But it comes with some other things also, like this h1 is there. I will remove this and I will make it the heading 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this I'll do and save it. So what is this? Heading tag are actually H1 to S6, H1, H2, S3, H4, S5, S6. Each of them are of different size. H1 is a different size, H2 is of different size, S3 is different size, H4, H5, S6 are of different sizes are there. So this is known as the heading tag. Okay, and these are used to give the heading. But H5 and S6 are very small. Even the H5 is smaller than your paragraph tag. Only the thing is that it is a bit bolder is there. Okay, it's a bit bolder. So now the other thing is that before moving to the p tag, we are next going to see the p tag, which is the paragraph tag, which you're going to see, which you have just seen. I want to tell one more thing. Okay, there is something known as commenting in all the languages are there. So I will write as a heading tag, and I will actually comment it like this. Heading tag, I will comment it like this. Save it. It is not showing anywhere here. It is not showing anywhere. Even if I refresh it, it will not show. What is this? This is known as comment. This is developers friends. All the developers like to give this comment because they help them to understand the code when they come back to this code after 6 months. Yeah, when developer come back to the same code after 6 months in real big projects, they themselves don't understand. So they put this comment thing. Okay, this code does this. This is a small thing, but in bigger projects, it's always a good thing to do. This code does this thing. This code does this thing, and all those things are there. Okay. So this is known as a commenting, and this is how you do it. And there is a shortcut which I used, selected everything and control backslash you do, it will give these things. And this is how comment is done. And this is also for other developers. See, in one project 10 developers work. So what will happen if someone else is also coming here and they are checking it, they will find it. So we are going to have this thing, so that I'm going to give you all this code. So when you go through this code, you will understand. Okay, it is like this. Okay, so then I'm going to have a paragraph tag, like p tag and lorem I'll do, and lorem it will be done like this. Save it. And p tag which we have seen. Okay, then p I'll do, and lorem again, and maybe put a 10 here, maybe. Okay, 10, you can give number also, it will be according to that. 10 I'll do, it will give me 10 words. So I put two p's here. One is this big P and this P. Okay, so this is paragraph tag which we have seen. It will keep paragraph. But there is one thing which we should understand: the heading tag and the paragraph tag. They are all of the tags are on different lines. See, there was enough space to have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6 in one line. There was enough space to have this thing to come here. There was enough space for that also, but it didn't did that thing. Why? Because these things are known as block level element. It takes its own line, and the next one is having some space between them. They are known as block level element. There are two type of elements in CSS. Block level element, not in CSS, in HTML. Block level element and your inline element. So we are going to some 70% of our tags are block level element, 30% of our tags are inline element. So we are going to learn about the inline element now. So we'll go here and so we'll learn about inline element. Okay, so yeah, please, as admins are telling, please do subscribe to this channel. It will help this channel grow. Please do tell in your college groups and all the groups that you have. Okay, it is for everyone to become a web developer. I'm on a mission to make people web developer. Okay, 10,000 people web developer in 2022, and that is possible only through YouTube only, not through my paid and all those things. I want all of you people to learn from the YouTube and all, so that is not possible for me to do through paid things and all. So I want people to become web developer from here. A lot of people, a lot of students, and I'm not charging anything. And we have like this month-long courses, like 3-week courses are there, in which you learn this CSS in the first week, HTML in JavaScript in the second week, and React.js in the third week. So CSS is done, but we are doing one thing more this time. We are going to have CSS again next week. Next week means it's starting from 11th. We are going to have both CSS. In CSS we are going to have in the afternoon, and in the evening at 8:30 p.m. IST we're going to have JavaScript class. So you can attend both of them. You can attend CSS also, you can attend JavaScript also. Because CSS today I'm going to only touch the surface. CSS takes around 5 to 6 hours to teach, which we don't have today. Okay, and JavaScript also takes again another 5 hours. React also take another 5 hours. So it's a total 15-hour course. 15 plus 1 16 estimate. So total 16 hours you will become a web developer, but you have to do a lot of practice after that. So it will take you another 3 months to do the practice. And if you want, I will give you a playlist, whoever wanted. Okay, so that is there. That is the plan for this month. And then after this I'm going to do the link tag. I'm going to do, and I'm going to come here and do it like this. And now what is this link tag? So link tags are very popular, like this. You all of you have seen those Googles and all, Facebook and all. You get those links, you click on it, you go somewhere. That is done with the link tag. So I'll do the anchor tag here, and A have something called href. In href you have to give the site name, and what it will be called, you have to give it here. So what site name I will give? I will give my blogging site name. I will give, go here, href I'll do here, and I'll write twd like this, and then the tag, and now okay, why I'm going to anchor tags. So let me save it. See, this anchor tag, it has been shown like this. TWD has been shown, and it is showing like a underline here. Okay, underline has been shown here. So what is this underline? So this is a bit different. Underline, and I take the mouse over it, it will change it to hand. And you might have seen it. It generally shows in the blue color if you are giving it for first time. But I'm giving it for the lot of time I'm given, so it is showing me in the purple. Purple tells that you have visited that site. So I'll go here and click on it. And when I click on it, it will take it to my site, my blog site. It will take. Okay. So then I'll go here, and here there are actually one issue here. That issue is that I am clicking here and it is opening in the same tab. So I will again tell one marketing logic here. See, in marketing, what happens, if you open, if you in your website you have a link. Every website will have a link, and when you click on that link, that open it in the same tab. It is not good for marketing nowadays. Every website is very much addictive. Yeah, these big companies spends billion all making them very much addictive. So suppose you have a website, you take that, you give a link for some Facebook, your company's Facebook profile, you give the link, okay, in your website. Okay, I might also have somewhere. So you give that thing, and then then it opens in the same tab. It opens in the same tab, and the person goes to Facebook. And Facebook is one of our very addictive site, because it is created like that. Okay, and they have done very big research and all those things. They hire professional, they hire some addictive gamblers also to make the site. There's a lot of things which you can understand, that it is done a lot of things to make that site very addictive. Even the Facebook color is made like that, that it will be addictive. So those things goes in those big websites. So you are taking from your website to my company's Facebook page in the same tab I'm taking. So that person goes there and he will see, okay, some very nice feed comes in his Facebook, and he will go there and he'll forget about your site. And if he forgets about your site, then it is a waste for the marketing team. He forgets about your site. So that's the reason we should open it in the same tab. We should open it in the next tab. So if I click it, it should open here. So even if it is going to Facebook and the user is going to Facebook, that will be remaining there in their tab, and that user can sometime come back there. They will definitely come back, at least close it. So that is something which is always there. It should open like this. So how to do that with code? So we can do that with code also, like this. A I'll do, and href I'll do, and maybe I will give my link only, means
every company will be a tech company in the
means
future.
right. I'll give my YouTube link. Okay. So current YouTube link I'll give, and I will also write twd white. YT, I'll add YouTube, and I will add another parameter. See, okay, and one more thing, we are using the parameters here in this tag. In this tag, there is no parameter, so I'll write a target equal to underscore blank. I will write, save it. See, it is opened here. So one more thing is here. It is showing it in the same line. Why? Because this is the first inline tag which I'm telling. This is the first inline tag. Okay, first inline tag is there, and it will show in the same line. So that is there. Even I have 10 links tag, it will show in the same line unless it is the line is complete. Okay, then I'll click on this thing. Let me close this thing. Click on this thing. See, it just opened it in a different tab, not in this tab. I didn't did anything. It opened in a different tab. But here I was clicking, it was opening in the same tab. So that is the difference, and that difference is come with this keyword, which is known as target equal to underscore blank. You have to give this keyword target equal to underscore blank. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to learn about another tag which is known as a list tag. So let us learn about the list tag. You come here and list list tag. Select everything, control backslash list tag. And list tags are two types. One is a unordered list. Unordered list is known as UL, unordered list, and it has got a list item, and it is item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another is known as a ordered list. Okay, not zero, it is ordered list, OL. So what's the difference? So unordered list, UL means ordered list, unordered list, and li means list item. So it has got some list item in between it. So UL will have like this, and this list item, this item it has got. So it has got this dot 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 dot. So that is known as unordered list. Okay. So the other thing is like the ordered list. Ordered list is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those things are there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I'm going to increase it, the number will increase. And if I'm going to increase it here, so nothing, that the dot will, anyways, the dot will increase like this, order 6 will come. And if I do the same thing here, it will increase this thing. So this is like the list item is there. So now we're done with the list tag. We're going to learn about a table tag. So till now the tags are very easy, and you should actually sort of memorize these things. You should be in your head. This is not that much tough thing I have told. Okay, you should, or else you forgot it, you can always Google it and check it out. But there is one, the tag which I'm going to tell now is a table tag. It is not necessary to mug it up. This, some of the tags you don't need to mug it up because it is used but not that much used, and you can always see the syntax because there is a lot of tags in the table tag. So I'll come here and do the table tag. I'll do, then go there like this, and table I'll do, then head I'll do. So table tag has got a lot of tags inside it. So T head I'll do, T body I'll do, T head and T body I'll do. Now T head means table head and T body means table body. So because what is table head? You might have seen in the tables we have the head which is like a bold or some different color and all those things are there. So that is a T head. So after this T head I'll do a TR. TR means table row. And table row have something known as TH. TH again means table header. Okay, and this I will have a name TH age and TH email. I'm going to have TH email is there. Then if I save it here only, so it will show this bold kind of thing. I have not made it bold, but it's a bold kind of a thing. So now I have to make the rows of it. So a table have a header and it has got a rows. So those rows comes inside the table body. So I'll come here and do a TR like this. And now here also I have a TR. But the thing is that I have something known as TD, table data. TD means table data, not TH, table data. I will have a john@gmail.com and TD I'll do. So John has been done, John 25. Let us have two more. Ari 22. Ari. Like this and save it and see it will come like this. It is coming correctly like a table, one inside another, although we don't have much of the style because HTML, see, HTML is only about structure. It with HTML, just HTML will create, you'll create a very ugly site. We are going to beautify it all with CSS. CSS is all about beautifying things. CSS is known as cascading style sets, which we are going to maybe start at around 4:30. So that we are going to do next. Okay, CSS. So that is there, and now table is done. But now the most important tag which we are going to see is the form tag. But before the form tag, we have come a bit down. We are going to learn about two other tags. One of them is known as a HR. HR means horizontal root. And see, this is a special kind of tag. It doesn't have an ending. No ending is there. I'll save it. And what it will do, it will create a line. It will create a line. It will create a line like this. Okay. And we're going to learn about another tag which is known as a BR, which is known as break row. So here is break row, and it will create this break row here, and then I will do a form tag. I'll do like this form tag, and now we'll do the form tag, and even below I will have this BR below also, so that I can have this form tag nice between two lines. Okay, so form tags are again a group of it will again like the table, it will be inside a form, form, it will be there, and all of these things are there. And actually there are a lot of form tags. What are form tags? What are form used for? Forms are used to take the data from the user. All of you have used forms one time or the other, because all of you people, even from a non-IT background, you're from non-IT background, you all of you have used Facebook and all of. There is no person in this world who have not used Facebook and all. That's why there are 3 billion people there. So what happens when you go to Facebook? You go for the registration first time, you fill something, you give the data and all, and you fill something and click on registered. You give your email, name, age, gender, all those things you give, and you click on the register. Then what happens? Then the data, then the data is taken from there, from your browser, and taken it to the, that data is taken to US, and in the US it is stored in the Facebook server. Yeah, all your data is stored in the US, not in the India. There is not a local Facebook server is there. All of your data is stored in, they have some problem, they cannot have a local data center, that is stored in the US. Your data is stored there, and the next time when you go, and nowadays login happens automatically, but sometimes earlier it used to not happen automatically, and sometimes you have the login also in some of the websites. Still every time you have to log in, so log in, you go there and save it, and it again checks the data from the Facebook server. And then the Facebook, there is a post are also there, which are the most important thing in Facebook or any social media sites. The posts are there, so you go there and make some nice post, so that is also stored in the Facebook server. So that is means that that data is also taken from the user and given back. So whenever we're taking some data from the user, that is done through forms only. Okay, there is no other way, and we do it through forms. So how to through forms we're going to do? I'm going to come here and do the forms. Have a lot of things like that, input boxes. They're known as input boxes, and we're going to learn about that. So first thing we're going to learn is the label. I'm going to do label. So label, I'll do a name, and input type text, and name equal to name is there, and label, I will have a age, input type number, and name is age. I'll do save it. So see what happened just now. I have a name and an age. All of you might have seen like this name, username, password, and all those fields. So I can come here and enter my name like this, and I can enter my age. Okay, like this, and I can also increase it. See, this is a number field. I have this spatial kind of thing. I can increase from here. So what is this label and input? What are they? Okay, so label and input always comes in a group. So label and input, they always comes in groups. So like this, label and input will be there. And what are they? So they comes in like a pair. So this name I'm entering here, so this is a pair with this input, and this is a pair with this input. And input type text means I can type the text there. So there are different input types. One of them is text, one of them is number, and some others are also there. So text I will write, I can write the text. Numbers I can write the number. And this name is something like this name I'm given, name age is there. This is something unique for each of the input fields. Why I'm giving this? Because as I've told earlier, the data is always saved in the backend somewhere in the where the backend is. Okay, most of the backend servers are in the US. Not a single one of them are in India, because India, what, we don't have any services. We don't have anything like everything you take on, it's the American service only, from Google to YouTube. You're watching this YouTube servers are also in the US, and all those servers are in the US and all. Okay, so those everything is stored in the US only. So when those data goes there, like this name, so it should be unique. So that is how the server recognizes it. Name should be unique and all these things. This is the way to recognize. I will show at the end also what is this used for, because when we are going to have a submit button, I'm going to show that at that time also. When we submit it, what happens? We always have a submit thing, so we'll see what will happen at that time. So when I do the submit thing. So the next thing is that we are going to learn a lot of other things also here. But before going to the next part, you might have seen in Facebook or any other site, this name or login and password, they comes in different line. Okay, if we were using CSS, which we are going to use in the next part, it would have been very easy to set this in. But here we do it through something known as a div. Okay, there also we do it through div. What is this div? Till now we have seen a lot of tags. What is this div? Div is simply a block level element, and this div is actually very popular. Means you divide sections in a div. You give sections with this div. So I'll come here and do the div here, and inside this div I'll have this name and type text I'll have, and then do this, and here also I'll have this div and label and type number. I'm going to give, save it. See, now what happened? This name and age are coming in a different line, because div is a block level element. I have wrapped it with the div. Okay, I have wrapped it with div. Okay, I've wrapped it with the div, so it is coming in the different lines. Okay, so this is like this. Okay, so but it is coming in different lines, that is okay. But the problem here is that they are too much close to each other. So what I'm going to do, I can wrap it again in a div, but we've seen the br also. Br adds a space. Okay, so I'll do here and do a br, and I'll do a save, and it will add a break row there. Okay, break row there, so that will be there. And so this is how it is done. So div is like it is showing in different lines. So now we are going to learn about some more things here. First thing which we are going to learn about is the text area. Text area are those big things in which we can enter multiple things. And the other thing is that text area is a common thing. Like the Facebook, you go the post you do, it's actually a text area. So let us do that thing now. Okay, so I'll go here and do a br and break row and do a div here. And inside this div, I will have a label of message and text area. Okay, text area, name is messages, and text areas always have a ending like this. It's always an ending, and you can give calls and rows also. Okay, I will keep it. So name again a unique thing you have to give like this. I'll save it. See, a big text area has been formed. I don't 30 columns and 10 rows. 30 columns. Maybe I need only 20, and this I need only 5. So it will be like this. Okay, so the text area has been formed. So now then this text area, what is the benefit? And it is like the input type text. But one more thing is to notice here, it is ending also. Okay, one thing I forgot, the input text never ends. It is like this only. But most of the text always ends. Some of the text don't end, like BR doesn't end, HR doesn't end. It doesn't have this closing thing is there. So input doesn't end. So this is like this and all. Okay, so message I'm go, and I will do a this is a message, and it is like this. I can do it is multi-line. So I can do like this. I can add multi-line things to here. This is the text area, which is different from the input type text. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is the drop down button, drop down things. So the drop downs are very important. You all have seen that drop down in all the sites like Amazon and all this. You must have seen the drop downs. I'll do a BR, and I'll do a div here, and inside this div I'll write a label here, and this will be favorite color. I'll write, and I'll write a select. Okay, I'll have some options here, and like this select will end. So select is there, and again the name is there. So I need to have a unique name, which is this name of color. Then I have these options here. Options is value red, value green, value yellow, and this red, green, blue. All these things are there. Let me make it as red color. Okay, and let me have these things: blue color, green color, yellow color. Like this, I'll have and save it. So see this thing. These options are these things which is coming like this: red color, blue color, green color, yellow color, and I can select any one of them. Any one of them I can select. But what is this red, blue, green, yellow? Okay, they are the value. Means this value, actually this value will go to the backend. This value itself will go to the backend, and we are going to see means what it will go. So this will go to the backend. So that is like that. Okay, so this is like this select also. We are going to see something more also in this form, because form is the most important thing. It is literally the most important thing. Okay, so we'll come here and do the okay. So I'll do the BR here, break row, and div I'll do, and this. Now what we are going to see, we are going to see something known as a checkbox. We are going to see the checkboxes. So let us see the checkboxes, and for this I'll do a label. So what are these checkboxes? Okay, what are no, I will do not a label. I'll do maybe h4. This is for different thing. I'll do h4, and what do you own? So that is it. Okay, so what is this? Okay, what is this checkboxes? We're going to learn checkboxes now. So checkboxes, all of you during the time of corona, you might have given your online exams and all. So in online exams there are two kind of questions. Okay, most of the time you have to fill some multiple answer questions. So there are two type of multiple answer questions. One is known as the in which you can choose multiple options, and in some of them you can choose only means one thing you have to choose. So you might have noticed that when you're choosing more than one option, you have this square kind of a boxes in which you can choose multiple of them. When you're choosing only one of them, you have something as a round kind of a button. They are actually known as radio boxes. This is known as a check boxes, where you can choose multiple. So we'll first know how to run the checkbox, how to write code for checkbox. Then we'll learn how to write code for radio box, and what is the difference, and what is the common thing between them. Maybe what is the difference between them. So I am writing what do you own, h4, and then I will write a input type is check box, and name is equal to vehicle1 and value is equal to bike and label is there, or we did not know. Label is like bike. I'll do and this checkbox is there and vehicle 2 is there and car is there and car is there. Save it. Now see what will happen. What do you own? Bike and car, it is coming. So it is having this like this square box. And one more thing, label you can also have it after it. Label is something like it is generally the checkboxes are shown like this only. So what do you own? Bike or car? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select it, bike, select the car, and I can select both of them. I can select one of them or I can select both of them. So that is known as a checkbox, and this square boxes comes. Okay, so that is the checkbox. Now the next thing which we're going to learn is the radio boxes. So what are these radio boxes or radio group? Okay, so we're going to learn about that. I'm going to go here and here I'm going to do, and I'm going to do a div here, and then I'm going to do a h o gender and input type is radio and name equal to gender and value equal to male and label is like male. Select this and this gender will be there. It will be female, it will be female, it will be OTHR, it will be OTHR, other, it will be there. And then okay, I will save it. See the now the what do you own is this coming like this, bike and car. I can select it here. But in gender, if I select the male, male will come. If I select the female, female will be there. If I select the other will be there. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, I can select only one of them. And radio boxes are also known as a radio group. Why it is known as a radio group? It is known as a radio group because it comes as a group, because you can see send only one data from here. Whatever the value is there, it will be one of them will be passed. And there is one more difference here in the code also. See the name here, it is vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. Name here, all of them are same, which is the gender, which is gender. So this is very important. Name here should be same in the radio boxes. So this is done. Now we will come into the last part, which is like this, creating a button. See, we have created all of these things, but how to submit this to the backend? So we'll do that. So for that, we'll again come here and do a vr and do a div, and inside this div I'll do a input type is submit and value equal to send. I'll do save it. See, button is done. Whenever you do an input type submit, it's actually a button is been created. So a button will be created, and with this we can submit it. Okay, and one more thing is that this button has got some special features. We will see how to create a normal button also after this, but this button has a special features. What special features it have? So let us do one thing. Let us do something like submit it, and this is something like this blue color, car, bike, mail, and I'll do the send. Okay, see it quickly, see it there. Send I'll do. First thing is that it got refreshed, and second thing is that it is sending something like this. So it is sending something like this. Then I have copied that thing actually and paste it here. So it is sending something like this. Name is like this, age is like this, message is like this, color is like this. So what are this? All these things. See, these are the things which are the name here. So this is this name is there. Then this age is there. See, this name is Navendu. This plus Biswas. Age is 39. Message is like this. See, this message is there. See, the message is this is something. Color is there. So color is from the select box. So select box color is there. Then the checkbox vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 will be different. So vehicle 1 is different, vehicle 2 is different. And see, one of the important thing in the radio box, gender is like one only. Gender is male, it is taken. So this is like this, and actually this is a way it used to be submitted to the backend in the earlier days. Earlier days, what used to happen, HTML was always used in the backend was always used to created in the PHP. There was a language, backend language like PHP, which is still used in government sites and all. In India, it is still used. Nowadays, nobody uses it, and no jobs are there in PHP. So PHP was one time very popular. In fact, the Facebook, the first version which Mark Zuckerberg did was in PHP only. So PHP only, Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, the backend of it. Okay, front end is anyways, and that time there was no React, but HTML, CSS, JavaScript was there in the front end. So PHP it used to submit. So PHP, some of the things, HTML, CSS was always uses PHP. Some of the things come from the PHP time. So like this input type submit you do, it will always submit this thing in the heading. So it will always submit this thing in the heading, whatever data you do. It is also this thing is also not safe also. When you send the data in this header thing, a hacker can find it. This is also not safe. Okay, but it used to be done like that. Okay, in the this hack it used to be sent at that time. Okay, so it used to be done like that earlier. And other thing is that whenever we click the submit, this whole site get refreshed, which is not a good thing. You might see this, especially nowadays we don't submit it with the PHP way. We submit it in some endpoint which we create with what, the endpoint we created with Node.js, we created with Java, all those things we create and we submit on those endpoint. So that is the thing how we do it. So nowadays we don't do that PHP thing. So I will delete this thing. Okay, so that is done. Now one thing is that our forms is done, but I've put a lot of things in forms, but then also form is not completed. Form is actually very huge. Okay, so there is a like input, there's a w3 site in which there is something known as the input types. I will paste this thing. So I will do this and paste it here. Go through this thing. Okay, so I'm telling you, you can okay go through this. Now why I'm telling you to go through this, I'm telling you to go through this because there are a lot of input types. As I've told in 2015, there were a lot of things were added in. No, I've not told. Okay, in 2015, okay, HTML5 came, and when HTML5 came, a lot of things were added in it, added in the HTML. Earlier, there used to be only this much things were there, but a bit more than this. But then in the HTML5, a lot of other things were added, like input type button, checkbox, and all those things are there. But there are some very good things were added also here, like radio and all these things are there. Like this input type color is there. You can come here and see the input type color. So only the input type color is given. I can go here and I can select the color from this very nice color wheel. I can select the color. So this is one thing which is there. Then input type date. It is very important. See, a whole calendar has been given to us and only input type date I have given. So this used to be actually very tough in 2015. I still remember we used to do it through JavaScript. Okay, we used to do it through JavaScript. We used to add some external libraries and all those things. It was not that much easy, but now it is very much easy. You can go through here and just you have to put a input type date, you can get it. So this all good things have been added in HTML only. Input type file is there. This also we used to do a lot of things. Nowadays it is very easy. What is this input type file? Input type file is like, you go to naukri.com or any other site, and when you go there you'll see that okay, you can go there and upload your resume. So this is coming from there. Upload your resume directly with this input type file I have done. So these all things have come. So that's why I tell once go through this link. So that is there now. So now as we have seen this input type submit, there is something known as a button tag also. So we're going to see the button tag, and I will come here, and after this form I'll have a HR and HR and BR. I already have. Let me have again. I'll have a button tag here, and just like click me. So I'll write a button tag here, save it. So see, this button tag is like this. So this is a normal button which we will given by this button tag, and the thing is that this button doesn't have some special features and all these things. Okay, so what happens here, like I click it, I have to add the click handler through JavaScript. One thing is that I have to add the click handler through JavaScript, that I need to do. But this send, which is there inside the form, it has got a special features. It actually refreshes this thing. But this thing doesn't refresh. That's not okay. That is done. So now we are going to learn about the last thing in HTML, which is the image tag. Images are very important, and for that we have something known as a image tag. So, and to show images, there are again there are two ways are there. Okay, so either I can add a image in my site. I'll download it here, or I can show it through a link in the internet. There are a lot of links are available. You can show it through that. So I'll do a br here again, and I will have a image tag. I will have, go here, make it, and I'll do a img and src. So src and alt you have to give. So first I need to have an image. So where to have an image, I'll do a new folder and I'll write it as images. Now I have to download some images, and I will go from do it from Unsplash, which is you can find some very nice copy free images. No, not copyrighted, copy free, write free images you can go. And I'll do something which is nice. Maybe this one I'll do, and I'll go here, and I'll do a come here and do maybe a medium, or a medium I'll do. It's okay. So I'll open both of these things, and images I'll do, and this is in my download. I'll drag it here, and then I will write its name is it's a bit smaller, which is the something wrong came actually only the name came. And splash I'll do, and it has been, now it has been shown here. The image has been there. So I will show it to the image tag. So I will close it, and I'll come here, and I'll do the images and unsplash, and then and do a, then in the alt I will write desktop, I'll write, and then I will save it, and then I'll come here and see very large image will be shown. Okay, so this image is not right. The image is way too large. The image is way too large. It has been shown like this, and I want to change it. Means I don't want such a large image. And what is this alt desktop with, that is also something which I'm going to tell, and I will make it as a width is as 300 and height is as 200. I'll do, and save it. So see, it has become small, width as 300 and height as 200. It has been taken. Okay, so we can do not many things from the HTML, because a lot of things we have to do from the CSS also. So width and the height I've done. Okay, but what is this alt tag? Alt tag. Okay, before this alt tag, I'm going to show one more thing. I will we can download, we can show the image directly from the internet also. So okay, internet, which image I will going to take? ng. So anything. So maybe I will take something which is copyrighted and all. Not copyrighted. Okay, so this one I will take. Okay. Cannot take any image. I cannot take any image. Okay. Maybe I will take from here. It's okay sometime. So you can take like this also. You can go here and you can right click and copy image address you can do, and then I'll do the img again, and source I'll directly put this. Okay, so see, such a big image name is there. It is okay. Then I will write the here chocolate. I'll write. Let's save it here, and it will show this. Okay, image tag is also inline element, so it is showing one after the another. Okay, so maybe I will take a br here, and it will show one down, one below the another. Okay, so this is how image you can show. You can show directly the source, or you can give download it and show it, and then you can give the width and the height also. But what is this alt chocolate and alt desktop? What are these things which I've given? Alt is if somehow the image I'm not able to the image is not able to load. Maybe I have given the image link as wrong, maybe like something like this, as I've done. So by mistake I've written this thing. See, a broken image has been shown and the desktop has been written. This desktop has been written. So this is what is about this alt tag. So if somehow the image has been not able to load, either the developer has given it wrong, or some maybe some network error is there. And I'm sure 100% sure all of you might have faced this thing somewhere or the other time, because all of us have seen this broken image. Because in India means now, okay, we have Geo and all, but even we have Geo today, all of the people who are seeing on their mobile, suddenly the Geo connection drops in some area, that, and it was, suppose it was loading some image. And a popular example is, suppose you're going through a train and going through a tunnel and the internet goes away, so that image will be shown as a broken image. And this, all of us have seen these things. Suddenly the internet goes away, maybe our mobile data is done for the day. Reliance give only 1 GB per day, so suddenly your mobile data is done, then you will see this broken images kind of a thing. Okay, so that is there. So we are done with actually HTML, and it's a good time to start with the CSS, because let us finish some of the CSS also. Although I'm not going to able to be covering everything in CSS, because CSS is again a very big topic. And as I've told, next week we are going to have a CSS class also. We are again going to have a CSS class, because this is very important. Earlier we used to have CSS class only once in a month. Now from now onwards we are going to have CSS class twice in a month. So next week at 3 p.m. IST we are going to have the CSS class, and at, yeah, I'm telling the timing also now, 3 p.m. IST, 1 hour classes, Monday to Friday, 1 hour classes, again certification courses. So 3 p.m. IST we are going to have the CSS beginners to advanced class, and at 8:30 p.m. IST we are going to have the JavaScript beginners to advanced class. It's like that. So now we are going to learn about CSS, and to learn about CSS we are going to close this, because I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm going to come here, and maybe I'm going to go out, and HTML basics is there. I'm going to create a CSS basics. But HTML we don't take any other class, because HTML this much is more than enough. Only you have to go through that side which I have told. Don't waste much time in HTML. I know people who have wasted 6 months in HTML. Don't do that. If you want to waste that much time, not waste, if you want to use that time, you use it in CSS. You learn CSS. CSS have a lot of thing to do. CSS you need to do a lot of practice. Okay, so I'll come here and go here, and then I'll go here. CSS basic, I will drag it here, and it will shown like this, and then we'll start writing the CSS. But CSS also, the structure will be the HTML, because CSS only gives the style. The structure is through HTML only. So we're going to go here, and I'll do a index.html, and I will have another file known as style.css. So index.html I'm going to do, then not I'm going to do, and CSS basics I'm going to do, and then I'm going to have a h1 here and css crash course. I'll do. Save it. Now I can go live from here also. Right click, open it live, sir, or there is some go live thing here. I will go live here. I need to open it a different thing. Let me open it here. So it is showing like this CSS crash course. Okay, so nothing is there. It is all black and white because CSS we have to add. So CSS, how do we add? CSS we add again. There are a lot of CSS selectors are there. Selectors, properties are there. CSS, what we need to do? Suppose the h1 is there in the style.css. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. I'll go here. I'll do the h1. So I will choose h1 is the tag. Then I will write the color as dark blue. Color is dark blue. I have to give this. So it is like this. So color is a property. Color is a property, and it has got a lot of colors like dark blue and all those things. There are actually 140 color names. So we're going to see that. Those things are there. So I'll now save it. Nothing is happening. Actually, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Okay. Nothing happened. So the color is been shown like this. Why nothing happened? Because I have to link both of them. I have to link both of them. So how do we link it? We link it by link like this. A link tag is there in which you have to write a rel equal to style sheet, and then you have to write the style dot href is style dot css. I have to write. Okay, that we'll do, and we'll do a save it. Now it is saved because I have to link both of them. Link the index and the style dot css. Okay, so I'll link it, and this color will be coming like this. Let us have something more now. Okay, and let us have a s3 also. Best place to run CSS, and then the p I will going to have, and it will have a lorem maybe 40 like this. I'll save it because I want to style them. Okay, so this is all are done. So now what? Okay, now the first thing which you're going to run is the different kind of colors. So there are different kind of colors which we can give. Okay, so what are different kind of colors? One thing we have seen, see this dark blue I've given. Okay, so there are different color systems. Actually, there are 4 color systems. We're going to see the 4 color system here. So first color system is like let me start. There are actually 140 color names in CSS. Earlier there used to be 30-40 color names. So okay, earlier there were only 30-40 color names, but now there are 140 color. Again, this was added in the HTML version 5. There is HTML with the HTML version 5. There was CSS version 3 was also released because HTML and CSS are governed by the same committee known as W3C committee. So they released this cool color names. Some of them are very good, like Indian red, dark salmon, light salmon, fabric, pink, light pink, hot pink, and some of them I remember because I like these color names a lot. Tomato is there. It's very easy to remember. Tomato is there. Khaki is there. Dark khaki is there. Lavender I remember. Then violet and chartreuse is a very good color which I use. So all these color names are there and you can use it. Okay. This is one of the way, and we've already seen that way. And the normal colors are also there. Red, green, blue, and all those things are there. They were earlier also. So this is one way. But there are 3 other ways to show the color. Why? 140 color names are not enough in this world. Actually, in CSS, you can have billions of different colors. How you can have billions of different colors? You can have it through a code. We cannot have it with this code. We cannot write the name of billions of colors. Okay, we cannot do those things. So we will have to pick up something known as a in internet you can easily find something known as a color picker. So I'll go here and I'll pick this color picker. Is actually very good. I'll pick this color picker. I'll make it a bit bigger. Actually, it is shown good in the full thing. Okay. So these are the color pickers, and you get a color picker here also. See if I move it here, I get a color picker here also. Okay. So color picker is there, but what are three other color names, color systems which are there? So one color system, see you're seeing this thing, this color system. This color system is known as a hexadecimal color system. Why the hexadecimal color system is known? Because this, I'm writing this in hexadecimal. What is hexadecimal? Hexadecimal is a thing, means it's a numbering system. Okay, so all of us have learned in the 7th class that there are actually three kind of number systems are there. One is the hexadecimal number, one is the decimal number system, which is a 0 to 9, which we generally follow 0 to 9, and which is a base 10. Okay, and then we have something like a binary number system. Binary number system is 0 and 1, which is a base 2, which the computer understand. Then there is something known as hexadecimal number system also, which is a base 16, because it has got numbers from 0 to 9 and alphabets from A to F. Alphabets from A to F are also there. So that is a much more superior system than the decimal system. Okay, because it has got more numbers. So that's why CSS team choose this thing, because with this thing you can represent more numbers in the computer. But that is there. But what are these things like this, like FF and all this is 0 0. So actually this consists of three pairs: first two, second two, and third two. Three pairs are there. First two will show the red color. Second two, like this, FF is showing the red color. Next to this 0 0 is showing the green color. This 0 0 is showing the blue color. Why we are showing the red, green, and blue color? Because these are the three colors. This is the only three colors which the human eye can see, and we actually, whatever we see, it's a combination of these three colors. You mix and match some color more, some color less, and all those things, and you can create billions of colors with that. And human eyes can see only these three color or a combination of these three colors. So that is there, or a combination of these three colors. So that's why it is like this. And one more thing is that, see, the code of red is like FF is the highest thing which you can have here in the hexadecimal, because F is the highest thing. 0 to F, it is there, F is there. Then this is 0 0 0 0 means absence of it. So red color hex code is like FF. 0 0 is there for red, and green are 0 0. If you go for green will be, this one will be like something like this. This one will be like FF, and this two will be 0. This is pure red color, but I don't want pure red color. I want to change the actually the background. Maybe I'll choose this one, which is this, not this one. Maybe I'll have some blue color kind like this. I'll have and choose this one. Actually, I want to change the background color with this thing. Okay, so this thing is there, and I will copy it. Now I'll come here, and I want to change the background of the body, complete body. I want to change the background, so I'll go here and I'll come here, and the body I'll do, and the background color as whatever I choose, and this, and save it. Okay, save it. Someone is asking something. Okay, so save it and see. The background color is like this light kind of a blue color. So this is the hexadecimal thing which I've done. So that is there. Now beside this, there are two other ways also. One is this RGB which you are seeing. So let me tell what is this RGB. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. Again, human I can see red, green, and blue. So we have this red, green, and blue. So the first one is like red, green, and blue, but it is having the value from 0 to 255. Okay, 0 to 255 it is there. Let us give it for something else. Maybe I will give it for H3, or maybe I will give it for P. I will give as color as, I will come here, and color I'll go, and maybe this one I'll do, and okay, this one I'll choose a bit dark color is there. Color, okay, now I will not choose this one. I'll choose this RGB here, because we can use this also. So color I'll choose like this, P I choose, and the P, the brown kind of color is being chosen. So the next color system is known as HSL. This one, HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. Hue means actually in here the hue consists of all these three colors in one. Red, green, and blue. The combination of the color is known as hue. Hue in Roman is known as in Roman. Everything comes from Roman language. So hue is what? Hue is actually known as color in Roman language. So hue is there. Saturation is like how much dark it is there. That's what is in percentage. Lightness is that how much white it is there. So that is also in percentage. HSL is like this system. But you don't have to remember most of the things. Most of the color code you'll get it from the means from some color pickup. So I will make the H3 which I have as what? As H3 as maybe the color. I will again make the color as a bit darker, and I will choose the HSL. Maybe this time I'll go for this purple kind of a color, and this 20%, and do save it. Now come here, so it will show this purple kind of a color for the H3. So these are the three color systems which are there out there. Four color system, I'm told that also. So four color systems are there. So that is there. Now we are going to look into fonts in CSS. What are the fonts in CSS? We are going to look into that. So fonts like you're in a normal HTML, your what? Microsoft Word. In the Word, we have these fonts things are there. Okay, fonts are there. So we have these fonts here also. So let us use that, and I'll come here and do a font family here, and Arial I'll do, comma, Helvetica and sans serif I do. Okay, Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. So suddenly I did this Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif, and it got changed like this. Okay, Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. These three things are changed. Now, so they are very common fonts. This Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. So why I gave these things, Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif, and why I gave this comma and gave this font. First font is the font which is known as the primary font. The other fonts I can give 2 also, I can give 100 also. They are known as the fallback font. So what is a fallback font? So fallback font is most of the time 90% or 99% of the time the first font will only be taken. Only 1% of the time maybe the second, third font will be taken. Second, third, whatever is there. So we do it like this because see these fonts and all this, especially this kind of fonts, they are approved by the committee, W3C committee. Okay, but these browsers are not made by W3C. W3C is like a government committee, but actually not a government committee. In US, nothing is government. So it's a committee which just suggests the things. But these browsers are run by huge corporations. Okay, huge corporations like Google. Like Google created this Chrome. Firefox is created by Mozilla. Safari is created by Apple. Edge is created by Microsoft. So it might happen, and a lot of time, a lot of browsers, all these browser behaves a bit differently. You are going, if you're going to see a website, you're going to see it will behave quite differently in Safari. Something will be there. Some 10% of the thing will be there which will behave differently. So because all the things are which are implemented like here and they are not that one of the very good thing is like that HTML which I made, and in that, because I was recently showing that HTML images last thing which I told. So if you have a Mac system or something, you see that in a Safari and you broke an image, the broken image will be shown like a different, and Firefox also it will be shown like a different. Okay, so those differences are there, and so something might happens like this. Arial, it is not the case. Suppose the Arial, I'm opening this site in Microsoft Edge browser, and this Arial is not there on that Edge browser. So then what will happen? It will fall back to the second font, which is the Helvetica font. If it is not there in Helvetica font, it will fall back to the sans serif font. If it is not there, then it will fall back to whatever is the default font in the browser. It is there like that. It will do. So these are known as fallback fonts. This is very important. So that is there. These are the some web safe fonts are there. But these web safe fonts are there from 1995. 1995 is the year when the HTML was invented and it had gone live. The internet was quite young at that time, and HTML and CSS, all these things changed the way we do internet. It was released at that time, HTML and CSS. Okay, so that is there. So these fonts are from the starting of the internet, which is like how many years? 27 years. Okay. So nowadays people don't use this font that much because all the websites look like the same. So people use something known as a Google font, or they purchase their own fonts, Google fonts. So what is this? Google fonts. I'll go there. This Google font site is again like Google always gives us a lot of free things. So this is again a free thing from Google. Okay, and it has got all this nice looking fonts. See this cursive fonts and all these fonts. You'll go here and you will find all these nice looking fonts and all. Okay, so I'm finding this one is a bit different. So I will choose this one. This one I'm finding a bit different. Then I will go here and do the select this style. And fonts are made by artists. So fonts each one, so each, I don't know the process. So each alphabet they create it on their artboard, and then they do it and sell it to Google, and the Google approve it. And there is a very big approval process, just like we do the approval for the apps and all those things. So there is approval process for that also. So I've selected this thing, so it will come here. Then I'll go to this import, and I will do this. I will copy this thing, and I have to paste it here, save it. Now I want to use it, and the thing is that I don't want to use it in the complete body. I want to use it only in the paragraph. So I will go here. I'll do a font family here. And what is this font name? Font name is like this Ruby Montrix. And Google fonts are always given in a single quotes. Okay, like this quotes it is given, and then I will do a comma and do a Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. I'll do save it. Okay, save it and see. Now what will happen? And here the fallback font is very much important. Fallback font is why important here. Okay. The fallback font is important because see, I'm taking something from the internet. First thing is that it might be there. It will not work in Safari or something. But the chances are very less because Google is one of the biggest company in the world. So it will definitely work. But another thing, that same internet example which I have given, suddenly the internet goes away. Then what? Then it have to fall back to the fallback font. So whenever you take Google font, it is almost important to take this fallback fonts also. But let us see whether this is been shown like this. I'll go here and see. This nice looking Google fonts are been shown, and this is a very cool font because this is something like this dot dot dot. This is first time I'm seeing this. So Google fonts are very popular. The artists keep on sending this all these things in this Google fonts. Okay, so that is there. That is about the Google fonts are there. So let us do something more. So what I'm going to do here, I will increase the font size to 20 pixel, and then I'll increase the font weight to by default it is bold. I will make it a bold. By default every font is normal. Font weight is normal. I'll make it bold. See, bold, it has become bold, and font size it has become bigger. So this 20 pixel it has become. So that is there. And now the other thing is there. So let us do one more thing here. So I'll do the line height has 1.8 REM. So line height is what? Line height is the height between these two things. These two line, it is known as line height. But right now I have used two things. One is the font size, one is the line height. Both of them has different units of measurement. These are known as units of measurement. One is px and one is rem. So what are they? What is the px? What is rem? There is another unit which is known as em, rem and m. So these are the three major units of measurement in CSS. What are these three units of measurement? Okay, so let us understand with px first. Px is the most common using unit of measurement, and it doesn't depend upon anything. So px means pixel. So what is this pixel? So pixels are like those small dots which are there on the computer monitor. Those small dots only makes the computer monitor, only makes a, even this pixel is there in images also. You have heard that thing, pixels are there because those small dots represent everything in a computer. Everything in a computer is represented by those small dots. and the more we are progressing, those small dots are becoming more smaller. See, Apple releases a new kind of a iPhone, new kind of a Mac. In that there is a True HD, or there is a 4K display, you might have heard. There is a 5K display, you have heard. There is a 8K display, you have heard. Those pixels go to more small. Those pixels go to more small means the pixels are generally measured per square centimeter. Per square centimeter, how many pixels are there? The more pixels you are able to fix in per square centimeter, the TB become 4K, TB become 8K, TB become 9, TB become whatever K it is there. So it becomes like this. And right now also I have got two monitors in front of me. One is my super HD monitor, very nice monitor, very costly monitor, and one is my secondary monitor, which I have just purchased to keep some other code and all. You're seeing this from my primary monitor. Okay, so my secondary monitor is actually a bit old, means 5 to 10 years, and if I go close to it, I can literally see those pixels, literally see those pixels. And in my HD, even if I go too close also, I cannot see those pixels. So that is there. But the thing is that this pixel, this pixel is a bit different than the pixel which I was just telling. Almost same, but the thing is that the W3C committee have their own TV, have their own monitor, which is having some density, which is like 3000 dpi, density per inches, and they have given pixel according to that. But the simple words, the more pixel you increase, the size will increase like that. More 22 will be more, 40 will be more, it will be like that. But then what is this REM? And there is something known as EM, which I have told. So I will tell about that. Okay, so to see about that, we have to have a parent of this P. Parent of this P means what? Parent of this P tag we need to have. So if I make a div, as I've told earlier also, div is used to wrap everything. So I have this div, and I will have all of this thing inside the div. Okay, I will save it. Okay, I'll save this div like this, and now this div is the parent of h1, h3, and p. So whenever some tag is there and inside it some other tags are there, they become its children and it's become its parent. So div is the parent of h1, h3, and p, and actually the body is the direct parent of div. Okay, that is there. So div becomes the parent of h1, h3, and p. So now I will come here, and what I'm going to do here, I will give this div as font size as 10 pixel earlier. Okay, and this font size I will make it as 2M. 2M, it has become small. So what is M? M means whatever your parent font size is there, which is generally in pixel, you'll multiply this with that. So 2M means 2 into 10, 20 pixel. 3M means 3 into 10, 30 pixel. 4M means 4 into 10, 40 pixel. So like that. M means that. Then there is something known as RAM, which we have used here. So what is this RAM? Let me give it REM, and let me do it. So RAM has become even more bigger. Why it has got even more bigger? RAM has become even more bigger. So there is a reason for that, that RAM has become even more bigger. The reason is that RAM doesn't depend upon the parent. RAM doesn't depend on the parent, so div and all this. So by default, the font size of the whole of the HTML page is 16 pixel. So it depends upon that. It depends on, it takes that 16 pixel as the base, and it will multiply by like. So 3 RAM is 16 into 3. So that's why it is more. So this is like this. 3 RAM is looking very good and very big. And one more thing is there here. So that is like this. Okay. So this div is there. Okay. No problem. Okay. One sec. Okay. Am I live? Okay, I think I'm live. Okay, so this div is actually causing a bit of problem also. The problem is that, see, this div has made my h1 and h3 very small. Why it did it? Because my h1 and h3, I have not given any font size there. So it was its parent, so it made it according to that. It made it very small. So this is not a good thing, and we're going to fix this soon. But I am taking it RAM only, and I will make it like 1.4 RAM. I'll do 4 RAM is looking much more better. 1.4 RAM I've done. 1.4 RAM and done. And I will also comment this out. I will comment this out because I don't want it to be affecting this my H1 and H3. I don't want it to be affecting. So this affects these things. Okay, this affects these things. Okay. So how we can do though that so that okay, so that is there. And okay, so what we need to do here, so this divs, so I'm giving the all the things like h1 h3 p and all these things we are giving. So this is not a good way to give everything. There is something known as classes and IDs in CSS. So they are used to uniquely identify everything. And there is one more problem is there in CSS. CSS is global. See, suppose I make a h1 like this, and in a style.css, suppose I have another file like main.css. In that I will make again a h1 like a dark red, so it will override those two things and it will behave like this. So in bigger project where a lot of front-end engineer works, it is not even allowed to do those things. So what we do, we have something known as classes and we have something known as IDs, so that are mainly used to uniquely identify something. So we can uniquely identify something with that. I can give a class here also, I can give a class here also, a class here also, class here also. That is a keyword. So I will give a class equal to box 1 and give, save it, and box 1 I'll go, and then here the classes are always given as something known as dot box 1 I'll give, and I can give anything here like the background color as light Carol. Maybe do this. See, the background color will become a light Carol. So background color. So this is like this whole thing will be becoming like this. Then there is something more which is known as a padding. So padding I have not teach. Maybe you're going to learn in the longer thing. Padding is just, I'm going to tell one thing. Padding is something which is all way around this, it is known as a padding. I'll save it and see, this is all way around, some padding is been created. So this is like this. And now what is classes? Classes is something which you can have multiple times. Okay, so like this I will have another div like this, and maybe this div will have a small lorem, and this I will remove, and maybe web development I'll do. I will save it. So see, it is coming like this. Okay, best place to learn web development has 3. Okay, so it is coming like this. Okay, I want this to be a bit farther on. I have a BR also, so it will show like this. So I am having the same style. So with classes, what I can do, I can have the same style hundred of times, thousands of times. So this is box one. But again, we use it for uniquely identify something only. And then there is another thing known as IDs. IDs are like that. You have IDs are unique. You can have it one time only. So maybe I want to give this second paragraph a different style. This is one paragraph. This is one paragraph. Second paragraph a different style. So I will write it as ID. ID. I will write anything like second P. I will write. Save it, and then I will go to this second P, and IDs are given by hash. Classes are given by dot, IDs are given by hash. I'll do this hash, and then actually I want to show it in a bit different way. Okay, so what different way? I will actually copy this thing and I'll update some of these things here. Like this Rubik thing, I don't want it to have this fancy fonts, so it will be shown like this. And I don't want it to be color like this. Okay, color I can change it from here also, but you have to be a bit more thing like this. I will change. Maybe I will change it to like this color. and save it. So it will be like a green color. Then maybe this will be like 2, this will be like 5, and this will be normal. I'll do save it. So see, it is like this. It's been shown. So this is what P is all about. So this we have done. So now, okay, let us learn about one more thing. Okay, so I was telling about box model. Okay, I was telling about box model. So let us learn about the box model. Box model is, so I am teaching only, as I've told, I'm teaching the CSS on the surface. CSS is next week. Next week CSS is there at 3 p.m. IST, Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. IST to 4 p.m. IST, Monday to Friday. CSS will be there. So we will have the box model. Will let us learn about the box model. So what is the box model? And box model is actually a very important interview question is also there for box model. Box model, let us have a div of div is there. I'll have a lorem inside it, and I will have a id. No, as I've told, the second attendance is at 5:30 p.m. Box model. So this box model I have taken. Okay, so the box model I have taken. Let us go to the box model. Box model. Now I'll have a background color as light gray and width as 300 pixel. So width is something which you can give. So width as 300 pixel, background has light gray I have given. Okay, width as 300 pixel I have given. Then I can have a border of 15 pixel solid green. So border is again a property which have like I can have 15 pixel. It is all the way around 15 pixel. It is all the way around. Solid green is there. Okay. Then there is something known as a padding. So padding, as I've told earlier also, padding is in between the thing. Padding I will take it as 50 pixel. I'll take. So padding will be see inside it, and then I will have a margin. Margin is always outside the container, whatever is there. Margin like this 20 pixel I'll take. So see, margin is outside, and I can also see, I can also inspect this thing. And there is always in every browser there is something known as the box model. I'll go to the box model. I'll go a bit down. See, this box model is shown. So box model means one thing. So this is an interview question also. The first thing is the content. Content can be of any site. For me, it is 300 by 108. Then the padding is there, which is like 50 pixel all the way around because I've given that. Then the border is like 15 pixel all the way around, which I've given again. Then the margin is like 20 pixel all the way around, which again I have given. So that is like the box model. Okay, so beside this I want to tell one more thing here soon quickly. So the thing is that, see, the margin, so the margin, we have some margin and padding. We can give in some other ways also. So the 20 pixel I've given, so I can give in some other way also. Let us see the other way. So one other way is like I will give it like margin top is like 5 pixel, margin right is like 10 pixel, margin bottom is like 5 pixel, and margin left is like 10 pixel even. So I can give them individually also. Come to this box model. Let's see, this top and bottom is 5 and right and left are 10 pixels. So I can give it like this also. So then there is another shortcut for this, and that shortcut is like I can give them in one line. And that is like margin 5 pixel, 5 pixel, 10 pixel, 5 pixel, and 10 pixel I'll do. So it is the same thing. Okay, top is 5 pixel, right is 10 pixel, bottom is 5, and right. So it runs in the clockwise direction, 5 10 5 10. Okay, clockwise top, right, bottom. The same thing I have written it here. But there is another short term which is actually used the most. We might also going to use it, and that is like I'll come here and I will comment this out, and I will write a margin as 5 pixel and 10 pixel. I'll do save it. So see, what does that means? Again, you're seeing the top is 5 pixel, 5, bottom is 5 pixel, right and left are 10 pixel. So it means what? It means the top and bottom are 5 pixel, and right and left are 10 pixel, right and left are 10 pixel. So it is like this, and this is a very common thing. See, what happens always, the top and bottom we take the same pixel, and right and left we take the same pixel. So this is something which we are going to use. So the next thing which we are going to do is, let us style a form, because the form is one of the most important thing out there. Let us style a form. Okay, we are going to style a form. In sec, drink some water. So let us write a form first, and then we are going to style it. So I'll go here again. We have come a bit down, so again we are going to do the same trick. We are going to add some BRs here. So BR, maybe one more BR. Do save it, come like this. Then I'm going to copy this thing like this. I'll do, and it will have two things. Now I'll have a form. Okay, I'll have a form, but this form will have a name, because it's always good to have class names there, so that we can do them right. My form I have given, then I'll do div dot form group, and this is again a shortcut, div dot form group, and then tab will do this. Everything we're going to keep some name, so that it is easier to target. Okay, so we are creating a same form which we have created for HTML when we were learning the HTML, but this time we are going to, the main thing is that this time is to beautify it. CSS is all about beautification. Okay, so I'll come here and do a label here, name I'll do, then I'll do input type is text, and name is equal to name, and so next thing is like the email. Next thing will be like the message, and text area, name message, and text area, and input type is submit, and class equal to button, and value equal to submit. I will be there, and then I will save it. So it is showing like a normal form, only the div is there, so it is showing in the different lines, but it is again like an ugly form with HTML, because we are not beautified. Now it's time to beautify it. So the first thing which we are going to do is like this my form. I'm going to select my form, and then this dot my form, and padding is like 20 pixel. I'll give, save it. So a bit of padding is there, and this is a golden rule. Give padding to anything and it will make it very good. So padding I have given, then dot my form dot form group I'll do, and then the padding bottom is right. So what I'm doing right now, okay. So in the HTML thing which we have seen, we have given something like a BR between them. So, but we are going to do something CSS kind. I am selecting this form group, and one more thing is that this two-way thing is a very good way to select something. This my form and dot form group I am giving. So why I am doing it like this? So there can be hundreds of forms which should be there in the website, and all of them have this form group is a very common name, but the form name will always be different. Like someone will be my form, someone will be dynamic form, something. So if I selecting this thing, my form and form group, it will target only this one, not someone else. So this is very important. This two-way thing is very important. And then the padding bottom I have given 15 pixel. Padding bottom I have given 15 pixel. Dot my form and dot form group. Padding bottom 15 pixel I will given. So it will give a, so padding can be given separately also. So padding bottom I have given, it is given the separately. So we have seen these things. See, margin bottom I have given. So padding bottom also we can give. So it is looking like nice. So now one more thing which I want to do is this. Here a lot of things are like this block inline element. The label is also inline element, input is also inline element. Label and input, both of them are inline element, text area. So they are all coming in the same line. Now I want this label to be coming in the different line. So one way is to have a BR or something, BR here. Other way is to make it, this is a inline element, make this inline element into a block level element, and that is possible in the CSS, very much possible. So what we are going to do here, again we are going to do dot my form and label I'm going to do, and this I'm going to do as a display of block. I'm going to do save it, so it will come in the different. So our form is already looking very good. So there are two things remaining here. One thing is that if I write something here, see, it is coming very close to each other. It is not a good thing. I want some padding around this input box, padding around this, padding around this. This will also come very close. So how to do that? So that is something which we can do it by targeting this thing, input type text, and text area also I will target. This is for button. I'll target these three things. So how to target these three things? Let us have a common class here. So I'll have a class equal to maybe input types. We have this class name, input types. Here, and here. And then I'll come here, and then I'll do a dot my form dot input types I'll do, and I'll do a padding of 8 pixel. Now we will type something here. See, the padding is coming. Now I want one more thing, this to be extending till the end, this to be extending till the end. So I am going to make a width of 100%. I'm going to do save it. So it will go till the end. It will go till the end. 100% I'm doing. So it will go till the end. Width will go to the end, and it will make it as 100%. So this will be done like this. So already my form is looking very good. Only the one thing which is remaining here is the submit is like the ordinary submit button. It is looking very bad. It is not looking good. So let us fix it. Let us make it good. And we have a class for that also, and the class name is button. So I'll go here, and then I'll do the dot button I'll do. And the thing is that first thing I'm going to do a padding of 10 pixel and 15 pixel. So I'm using a short form. This kind of short form I'm using. 10 pixel is top and down is 10 pixel, top and bottom is 10 pixel, right and left is 15 pixel. So it will be like this. Then border doesn't look good on a button, so I'll do a border of none. So border will be removed. Now border is not looking good, so I will change the color of it. Okay, so color of the button is gray, is fading away. So background color I will make it as dark blue. Save it and see, it will become dark blue. Now I'll make the color as, so the text is not being shown properly, so color as white I'm going to do. So color as white I'm going to do. So this is it isn't shown as this white. Okay, so then the next thing is there, which I'm going to do is like okay, so font size maybe 1 rem is good, so it will be shown like this. And I'll do a text transform of uppercase. This is again a property which will make it as uppercase, and it is looking very good. Only one thing which is not good is like this, these edges are very sharp. So for any box or a button in which the edges are sharp, we have a property known as border radius, and this I will make it as 5 pixels. I didn't make it as 5 pixels. 5 pixels is slight. You can make it more also. If you make it 50%, it will become a circle. So see, this border are like this. So our button is looking very good. But button has another property also. Button has another property, and that property is like when you move your mouse over a button, it should change it to a hand. So you might have seen this is on the website. Generally it changes the color also. So how to do that? So I'll come here and dot button, and I'll do a hover, hover. Hover is there, and hover I'll make, and then I'll do the background color as dark magenta. And the other thing which I'm going to do is the cursor as pointer. I'll do save it, cursor as pointer. Done. So I'll come here and see the color is changing, and it is changing to a hand. Color is changing and it is changing to a hand. So this is how good the button we have created. Okay, so that is there. Now the thing is there which we are going to see is now CSS we have seen much. CSS we have seen a lot. So it's time to go to the JavaScript actually. So as I've told earlier, so CSS we are going to start next. This is just the surface of CSS. There are still a lot of things. We have layout techniques also in CSS like flexbox, grid. We have CSS floats. We have CSS position. Actually, CSS was finished just this week. But CSS is one of the popular thing which people want to do, because people who are just coming to web development, they need to learn CSS first. So we have very 5-hour courses there for CSS live on our channel. So that will happen next week at 3 p.m. IST on our channel. So come here Monday to Friday, it will happen. Now JavaScript is there. JavaScript again, I'm hardly going to tell 10-15 minutes. Okay, so again 10-15 minutes are not enough. So JavaScript again we got 5 to 6 hours. So again JavaScript we are going to tell JavaScript next week again. So next week we are going to have JavaScript also, and that will be at the night time 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. Both of these are certification courses. Okay, both of these are certification courses. So that is there, and let us now move to JavaScript. Okay, and so JavaScript mainly we mostly teach the basics first. Okay, you're going to see it next week. Basics first we are going to see, but right now we don't have time to teach the basics. Always we are coming to an end of this class. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something which I generally teach on the day number 3, which is the DOM program, which is like a real program. First the basics I teach, and then the DOM programming teach, in which we get how we, one of the major thing of JavaScript is to learn how to get access to all these things which the user types here. User types in the form, and then when we submit it to the backend. But backend submitting is actually a bit difficult thing. At least we should know what is the user is typing. Okay, so that is something which we are going to learn now. Okay, so for that, let us have something more in this thing. Okay, we have something more here. Okay, so the each of our input boxes should have a unique ID also, and after this form I'm going to have a UL of users. Empty UL is there of users, and the other thing is that, okay, this class of my form is there. Okay, that is okay. Each of the inputs will have a IDs, so because I want to uniquely identify them. ID of name, ID of email, ID of, okay, this is also name I have taken. This should be message. And where will you give the JavaScript? JavaScript is a programming language. Okay, JavaScript is a proper programming language. It is. So the JavaScript we generally give at the end of the HTML. Okay. So here I will come and I will give a script tag and src and main.js. Main.js, all right. And I have to create the here and create the main.js file. So why I'm giving the JavaScript at the end? What is the reason I've given the JavaScript at the end? And I've given the CSS at the starting? Because JavaScript is a blocking language. See, I could have given it in the head part also, but we never give JavaScript there because JavaScript is what? Right now also we are going to use the JavaScript to add some functionality to this form. But suppose what happens in JavaScript is very big. Suppose it has got 1000 line. So first that 1000 line needed to be run, then only this website will load. So what will happen in those scenarios? This our website will be very slow when it is being loaded in the internet. So we use JavaScript at the end. The benefit is that first let the website be load, then we'll do the processing. Like processing is what? If the website is not loaded, then how the user can type here? Okay, how the user can submit here? First this form get loaded, then we will load the JavaScript. So that's why we give the JavaScript at the end, and then this is how we link it. This is how we're linking it, and we're going to do the programming in this main only. So what is the programming we are going to do? So JavaScript, this is also known as JavaScript DOM programming. In this, what happens? Okay, so I need to select a lot of things like this. My form I have to select, then this inputs I have to select, then this user list I have to select. Okay, so first thing I'm going to select is this thing, this class. This is a class. So it is very important to understand this is a class. So const my form equal to document.query selector. Now this query selector is something which is used in the DOM programming. So what does this mean? This query selector means you will select the my form. You will select this tag, and this again I'm telling in a very short way. This my form it will select. This will be done like this. Then I have to select these three input boxes. These three input things. So I'm going to select this. So I'll select the const name input equal to document.query selector dot name, because this name is there. Then const email input document.query selector email, and const msg input equal to document.query select. Okay, these are not dot, these are hashes actually, because I'm wrong. These are not dot, because these are IDs. IDs in query selector we give it by hash, and classes in query selector we give it by dot. So hash I'll give, hash I'll give, hash I will give. Then the next thing is that const user list. I have an empty UL is there. Okay, that is for a reason. Document.query selector, it is like not, and again it is the ID. Okay, again it's an ID. So I'll go here, do this, and hash I'll do. The users will be selected like this. Now I will save it, and now I will listen for the form submits. Okay, listen for this form submits. So okay, we have to listen for a form submit. Okay, so I'll do this my form dot add event listener, and then this submit, and on submit is there. So what is this? This form have a submit button. Okay, okay, and it's time to give me the second attendance form. Okay, then if I give the second attendance form, then we'll continue. Mark your second attendance here. It's mark your second attendance here. Okay. So that is there. Submit is there. So what is this my form add event listener submit? So in JavaScript, what happens? See, this event listener is a thing which will continuously run in the background. So that's why also JavaScript is very much blocking. That will run continuously in the background and will listen for this form submit. So this my form. So my form submit. How do we submit a form? We submit a form by clicking on the button. So the moment I click on this button, this thing will be fired, and this thing will be fired, and this thing will be shown what? This thing will show what? This thing will show this this thing will run, not show, this thing will run something like this on submit. On submit is what? On submit is a function which I'm going to create now. Now functions are what? These all things I teach in detail in JavaScript. Functions are like building blocks, like small blocks of things, chunks of code which contains something. Okay, so right now you can understand this much. Please do come at 8:30 p.m. IST in next week, Monday to Friday, to learn more about JavaScript. So function and on submit is like e, like this e we need to have, and we will have something known as e dot prevent default. Why I'm going to have this thing? As I have told previously, when I'm clicking this thing, this get refreshed. So this is coming from the PHP type. This get refreshed. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing that the website get refreshed. This is not a good thing. So that's the reason we have this e dot prevent default. Okay, so that is we have this thing e dot prevent default. Now what? So now I need to have the whatever the user enters in the name, user enters the email, user enters in the message. I want to have that thing. So how to get that thing? Okay, so to get that thing, I will need to have, okay, there is one more thing in JavaScript which is like known as console.log. This the programmers uses a lot, and this I'll have a name input dot value. Let us have this thing, and I will show what it does. It mean name input is this thing which is the input box, or with name I have taken the value. I'll do a right click and inspect, and I'll go here in the console. I'll go and I will write here some my name, and then I will click on the submit. So it is coming. So means this is the way through which you can take whatever the user enters. Name input dot value will give whatever in the name input. Email input dot value will give what is the email input. Message input dot value will give whatever in the message input, and the moment I submit it, it will show. So this is how it will shown. But I can do the console log, but this is not where the user sees it. In most of the real case scenario, this data will be passed to the backend. Okay, this data will be passed to the backend. So that is there. Then what we need to do, we want to actually show it below. Okay, and that was one of the reason we have this empty user list, ul. It is ul, another list. We are going to fill it with allies. We are going to fill it. Okay, so JavaScript is actually very powerful. You can do a lot of things there. So I will come here and do like this. I'll come and const ally. Const is something known as constant, and JavaScript is very powerful. We can also create something like document.create element ally. I'm creating the HTML elements here. This is so powerful. Okay, then I will do ally dot append child. Ally dot append child I'm going to do, and document dot create text node, name input dot value, message input dot value, and I will also have this like this is how we take whatever the user enters. All of these things will be taught in very much detail during our JavaScript class. So please do come in that. Name input dot value, email input dot value I'm going to do. Okay, email input dot value I have done. Okay, then what I'm going to do, this user list is there. So user list dot append child ally I'm going to have, and save it. So now let me close this thing, write this thing, something. All right, submit it. See, it has been shown here. But one thing is that it is still is there. There is something which we should always do, which is like this name input dot value is like this, and main input dot value is like this, and message input dot value is like this. So I'll do it. I'll go here and the name and this, and I'll do a this is something message, and I'll do a submit. It will show like this. See, it has cleared this thing, so that's why I've taken this thing. So like this, milk, and again I'll take this thing. This is milk, submitted, and it will be done like this. So it will be added like this. See, one more thing is that in my HTML I have this UL, so I can inspect it, also see it. Okay, inspect, I will see, and this element, you'll see this UL is there, still the UL is there, and it has some allies are been created. These allies are been created by our JavaScript code. We have created this ally by the JavaScript code. So this is how powerful JavaScript is, and it takes a bit of time to actually to understand also. Even if you're coming from an HTML CSS background, JavaScript is something which you will find it a tough, and 10 minutes is not, anyway 10 minutes is not enough. We have whole 5 hours. And one more thing is there. So learning the theoretical part is all good and all, but you need to practice a lot. So CSS, from where to practice? So CSS you have to practice from, there are front end mentor challenges, ask me how and all those things. So those people are not from my WhatsApp group. So let me do one thing. Okay, let me where am I? Okay, let me ask someone. Okay, so what I'm going to give, I'm going to give the link for my WhatsApp group. If you are not there, please do come to my WhatsApp group. I'm going to personally help you all to become a web app developer. What are the ways you should do? What are the videos you should see from YouTube in a particular order to become a web app developer in the next 6 months? If you have some doubt, I can answer them on WhatsApp also. So all those things are there. So please do register in this WhatsApp group, and come, invite link is there. So do, if you're not from some already existing group or so on, you can come and register in this. This is one of my WhatsApp. I have many WhatsApp groups. So do come here and do check it out and all those things. So that is there. And then what else? So that is there. If you have any doubt, you can come and ask me. And hope you like this. Hope you have all subscribed to my channel, and I will give the code also. So please do subscribe and like. If you not have done it, please do it. And I'm here to help you to become a web app developer. It's not like, you can ask me any question on the WhatsApp regarding your career also, because I don't have much time. Maybe I will give the answer by the day end, but I will give. May ask me anything on the WhatsApp. I will answer you. If you're from some non-IT background, I've already a lot of mechanical engineers in my paid workshops also, in my, from my YouTube also, a lot of mechanical engineers have got into the IT world. So if you want to ask any questions, what we should do, what are the playlists, I have not given the playlist, so I will give you my site's playlist also in the order you have to do. All those playlists also will be given, all those things will be given, and with that you can become a web app developer. And I can also means, one thing is that you should code in public. That is the thing which I have already shown to the earlier thing. You should code in public. Okay, that is the only way to become, if you're from a non-IT background, that is the only way. So that is there. And with this I will end today's stream. Hope you all liked it. Please be in connection with me, because I myself have a lot of job opportunities, okay, to give it to you. It is not like that outside. I have my service company also. So if you know React, you can any time you can ask me for a job if you know React. Okay, so that is there. And with this I will end